It's Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather around the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
And what do you think of my new Ray-Ban sunglasses from Meta? Hey, cool. We're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about Meta's incredibly new AI app. This was released yesterday. Everybody's going to want that. It's incredible. They have their own standalone AI app. We're going to talk about that today. And if you went to the App Store, the Google App Store, there's nothing there. They got rid of half the apps. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior Live. We're going to talk about all these news articles of the week and all the things I just talked about. Yes, we are. It's going to be a great show for you today. There's a ton of news this week. We have a great panel to discuss this today. Sit back, enjoy your coffee. We're going to be having a lot of fun over the next hour. I'm going to introduce our group for in just a minute. But first of all, you're probably wondering, who are these crazy people that are talking today? And of course, we're a bunch of seniors who have a Monday show. I think this is Thursday, right? This must be our Thursday show, Huey, right? So we have a Monday show too. And the Monday show, of course, we've been doing for 6 years. I think it's episode 264 we just did last Monday. People seem to keep coming and they like it. So if you want to drop by and see us, it's a lot of fun. Huey's going to be doing the show on Monday, so it should be a great show. He always does the first Monday of the month, and it's always a great show. So it should be a lot of fun. I'll have my last edition of my series on AI. We're going to play that on Monday as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Today, of course, is of course our Thursday show where we do the news of the week. and lots of interesting stuff happening. So we're going to talk about that today. But the thing we don't know is our Monday show, of course, is a Zoom meeting, and we can't with our Zoom meeting, we know who's there, but with this is StreamYard today. We don't have a live audience in front of us, so we can't see. We don't know who's out there. So if you put your name or put your name in the chat, maybe where you're from, what the weather is, if you have any tech questions, and certainly if you're new, let us know. You get a big present. We'll give you a big round of applause because we're really interested. We had, I think on our Monday show, Huey, we had Costa Rica, Australia, Germany, and UK. We had 4 different countries on our show on Monday.
Plus U.S. and Canada, of course.
Yeah, plus U.S. and Canada. That's right. Well, lots of different countries, right? That's pretty cool. So it was great. So we had a lot of fun. So let me introduce our panel today. Of course, I'm Ron Brown. I'm in a little island off the west coast of Canada, where today it is amazingly sunny and it's going to be a great day. So I'm enjoying that. And of course, we have my co-host for our Monday show. We have Huey Poplick from Bradenton, Florida, on the other side of the world in another country down south, eh?
And closer to the equator.
That's right, which means it's warmer.
Yes.
Do you have a hot
81.
week? What was the weather there this week?
In the low to mid 80s. I think one day it got up to 88. It's still going to be in the 80s for a couple of months, so we'll hit 90 every once in a while, and then in the summer we hit 90s on a regular basis.
Yeah. Wow. And of course, we have from all away from Eastern Canada, where it's warming up, we have Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick. Mike, of course, probably created most of the technology we're using today. He's a founder of I'm going to call you, Mike, you're going to be the founder of technology. What do you think about that? Is that an okay?
Well, I'm not so quite sure. I'm not quite sure I'm the founder, but I've certainly been around it for a long while, and it's been a lot of fun and an interesting ride.
Yeah, it has. You tell some amazing stories, and because you are actually the person who did the installs and actually did the hands-on work too, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm a technologist, so
and
I've
Mike,
done a lot of the hands-on, done a lot of things, and some of the innovative things that have happened over the years.
I always like you telling the story. Most people talk about different technologies in radio stations. Heck, you built 6 radio stations, put all the equipment in, wired it all up, designed them, and got them all running. So, right? So anyway,
yes,
so Mike does the music outros on our Monday show, so we're really appreciative of that. He's been doing a great job. So well done, Mike. Huey, is there anybody that happens to be listening to us today? Anybody out there?
You know what? There are a few out there.
Oh, well, that's good.
And let me go ahead.
Ed Weiss, sunny 69 degrees in central New Jersey. Thanks, Ed. Ed's usually, I'm going to give Ed a big round of applause because Ed is usually the first here and the first to, he's always the first. I wonder if he's been the first of everything in his life. He's always first here. Well done, Ed, and thank you for coming and each week. Sally Ann from Kirkland, Washington, expect a high of 76 and sunny today. Sally Ann's, of course, on the west coast in the Seattle area, which gets mostly the same weather we do. So, yep, it's going to be a great day today. And Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 47 degrees and sunny. He's probably on the cool side of the street. The sun hasn't hit him yet this morning, so it hasn't warmed up yet. But Steve, it's going to get warmer. Bernard, Sterling Heights Computer Club, Detroit, Michigan, 48 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy. James Martis, cloudy and 80 in Cookeville, Tennessee. Liz Milford, high from Ohio, 74 degrees and cloudy. Clark Walker, 70 degrees Fahrenheit and beautiful near Trenton, New Jersey. Edie says Prescott, Arizona, going up to 72 degrees. Now, I always think of because of course I was thinking Mesa, because Mesa's where we had our summer or winter home for 10 years, and it's hot there now. So you're up a lot higher in Prescott, which is that keeps it a bit cooler. But I think, Edie, if I'm right, it's probably close to 100 degrees down in Mesa this week. It'd probably be pretty warm. Dick Vogel, your screen seems to be short of face. Yes, Bob's still off. We're working on what his outcome is going to be. So Bob's not here today, so we miss him. Betty, hi, Betty in Clearwater, Florida. Hello, Betty. Maybe this is actually that's a good segue in, because we have some people listening today that would be good. We are going to be looking. We are going to try something, and we are looking for guests to come on for as guests on the show. You just have to. It's just a link you click, and you're into the show. And we'd like to have some guests on and do some guest appearances. You don't have to do anything. We'll just smile and talk about the stories as we go through them, if you have any comments. And we're looking for, and I think Steve, we talked about Steve Powell. I think he'd be a great person to have on, don't you, Huey?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're going to be
looking. And there are several others too that are user group members who sit in their meetings and talk about all these kind of things. They would be very good on here. And so I think what we're going to do is have some kind of a form they can fill out, give us a little bit about their background, and we'll see. And we'll do a one-time, you're the star of the week.
Yeah, and it is very, very simple to do with the StreamYard services we use. We just send you a link, and you just click the link, and you're into the show, right?
Even we can do it.
Yeah, it's not difficult. It's really amazing. So
it's easier than Zoom.
It is. Yeah, it is. That's a for sure. It works great. All right, let's get on with the news articles. Now, let's see, which one am I going to do first? I think these are the three we're going to talk about a bit in length before we get to the regular news articles. This is the one I wanted to talk about first, and this is a biggie. This came out, I think, yesterday or the day before. Meta's new AI app to challenge ChatGPT is here, and yes, it's social. So it's centered around voice conversation, so the AI can get to know you. This is free. It's in the App Store, whether you're Apple or you're on the Android Play Store, and you'll find it there. I got it and I downloaded it and installed it, as probably millions of people have done by now. This is going to be a big one. So the story is Meta announced the launch of its own social AI app on Tuesday as it tries to challenge ChatGPT's market dominance. The app, which expands on the AI already integrated into Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger, is centered around voice conversations with the idea that AI will become familiar with who you are. Meta's AI is built to get to know you, so its answers are more helpful. The company said in its press release, it's easy to talk to, so it's more seamless and natural to interact with. Meta described it as AI as social, highlighting its ability to show your posts from friends who you care about. And the app has a discover feed where people can share how they are using Meta AI. The app will be companion to Meta's AI glasses, and we'll talk about that in a minute, so users can pick up where you left off from anywhere you are. Now, Mike, you were talking about in your work with seniors. You're saying that they're becoming more social on phones, and they're talking to one another. They're doing what?
Well, some of the really non-technical, some of the really non-technical people have discovered this. And for instance, one of the ladies last night, we were sitting at music night, and she was playing on her phone a little bit, and she goes, well, can I copy this over to my computer so I can print it out? And I said, sure, and I showed her how. And I looked at what she was doing, and she had gone into Meta AI and asked it how to do a simple crochet pattern to make a pair of slippers, and it generated the crochet pattern for her. And I mean, she's learning to crochet. It suggested where she might go for other resources and other things. I mean, it's amazing. And I mean, this is from people that are 70 years old are now learning to use some of this technology. It's pretty cool.
It is. I think, don't you, Mike, that this is going to be a big this will be a standalone app that they can have on their phone. But when you open it up, you can also link into any of those WhatsApp, Instagram, or Facebook will be part of it. So you can actually go into those services and then just expand it through AI, and it's all conversational, right? So they don't have to type anything in or do anything. They just ask for it to do.
Yeah, Ron, after you let me know about it
it's going to change.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Mike.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, it's certainly going to change the way things happen. I mean, and I mean, these are people who were previously sort of scared of technology, and it was like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know, I can check my email, but I'd only do that because I have to once in a while. Well, We're changing the way people live.
It is, yeah. What do you think, Huey?
After you talked to me about it and said we were going to talk about it today, I've installed it on my phone, and I was not happy with it. In the beginning, when I first installed it, I could hear it, but it couldn't hear me. And then it was the other way around, I guess. I couldn't hear her. I could see the printing on the screen, but I wasn't hearing her. So I ended up shutting off the phone, restarting it, and a couple other things. And I finally got it to work. But then I was having some issues with some of the things that I thought it could do that ChatGPT does very well, and it didn't work nearly as well. I was amazed at how poorly it worked, but obviously it's version 1 and they're going to be working on it, making it better. But the idea of it working with Facebook and Instagram, I think is going to be the key to it.
Well, it's been out 2 days, so we'll see. We'll get the review. We'll do this. We'll talk about it next week and see what people is. Now, it is very interesting. As you know, I just completed, or will on Monday have completed, my 10-part series on AI. So these are 10 videos I've got out there, and the most popular of all the videos of the 9 that are out there now is the one that I talk about, Meta AI, right? And it's by far the leader of the pack, and I guess it just means the interest is there. A lot of people use this, a lot of people are waiting for it, and a lot of people want to know how to use AI and Meta, probably for what Mike was saying, eh?
Yes.
So,
but of course, ChatGPT does a lot of the same thing.
It does, but it's not Meta, and it's not, because people are in the thing, particularly probably seniors. A lot of them are on Facebook, so it's a big deal.
The thing about ChatGPT is it's not native.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with the fact that it's
the thing about ChatGPT is it's not native to all the things we're using.
Exactly. That's right. That's exactly right. It's not native to what they're using. So it's something else they have to learn. Whereas if it's in Facebook, they already know it.
And when you sign into the Meta AI, all you do is you sign in with your Facebook account. Yeah. And it immediately ties it to it.
Okay, let's get on with the next. The next one is cool. Come on, you guys. This is so cool. And of course, I had forgotten about these. These, of course, are the Ray-Ban sunglasses that are from Meta. Now, the story is your Meta Ray-Bans just got a major feature upgrade for free, and it feels surreal. So just to let everyone know, these are glasses that I guess you could call them. Well, they have AI in them, but and these are glasses, and they're made by Ray-Ban, but they have the software, the Meta software in the glasses, so you can see and you can access certain things through the glasses. But what they're going to be making this AI. So if you Now, if let me just say that Huey's Spanish and I'm French, okay? And let's say Huey and I we can only speak Spanish and we can only speak French. If we both have and are wearing the glasses, when I'm talking, it will convert the conversation to Huey's language, and he will be able to hear me talk in let's say I'm French and he's Spanish. My speaking will be into your glasses will be in Spanish, right? And when you talk to me, it's automatically converted into French, and it would go into you'd be able to hear it as well. So as long as you both have the same glasses, it goes back and forth. It's pretty cool. Now, the thing that I forgot about this was these aren't that expensive. These I think are running around $300. Now they're going to bring out $1,000 pair, but that's another story. But these are around $300, and you can buy you can get them at LensCrafter, and you can have custom lenses put in them, and so on and so forth. They're not that expensive. So if you do own a pair, and you have, put it in the chat, let us know. I'm interested to know who owns a pair, because all the technology that we have, this is not that expensive. I gotta get a pair of these and try them out and do a video about them, because I think this is going to be really cool.
I'm due for a new pair of glasses. I think Medicare pays up to a certain amount for the frames. If the doctor's office has the Ray-Ban, I might consider, because it'll pay for probably a good half of the frames, and then the lenses should be pretty much part of Medicare. Cool. So.
Okay, we got to get to the next story because it's a quick one. And the next one was, of course, Google's Play Store lost nearly half its apps. Where did they all go? The Play Store lost 1.8 million of the 3.4 million apps it started with in 2004. Google Play Store shed 1.8 million apps since the beginning of last year, according to analysis from Figures. That makes about 40%, 7%, or 3.4 million apps it started with in 2024, with a decline. In recent years, Google has ramped up its efforts to crack down on spammy and low-quality apps. In 2023, the company started carrying out more thorough app reviews and began requiring developers to test their apps with at least 20 people for 2 weeks. It began purging apps with limited functionality last year and announced it blocked 2.36 million apps. So I thought, well, that's pretty good. I mean, half of them are gone. A lot of them were all games. Like you could literally, if you were a developer and had a developer license, you didn't have to test anything. You could just upload it and say there's a game and charge for it or whatever. So now they're actually testing them. So I thought that was an interesting story. All right, let's get on with the news articles. Any more comments? Anybody? Anything we got to do with before we get?
We're up to date.
Are we up to date? Okay, let's get down here and let's find where is. Did you share your screen?
Oh, it went away. Hang on. Let's see. I better do that again, huh?
That'd be a good idea.
There you go.
There you go. Okay. Let's.
The first article is you.
We talked about this before. I just wanted to remind everybody. We often talk about very expensive phones on the show, but the Moto G stylus that just came out in 2025. It has a stylus with it, and you get the stylus and 5G phone all for under $400. So it is a great phone. They actually sell them in Costco now as well, and the stylus comes with it, and it's all for under $400. So I thought I'd just remind everybody that it's a good phone if you're interested.
A lot of my neighbors have a Motorola. Bob posted a pretty good video on the future of senior healthcare. And Ron, this is you.
Yeah, I put this in there only for one reason, because we're an international. Remember when we had all those extra, we had UK visiting on Monday, so I wanted to put this in. the Google Wallet adds support for UK passports. So if you are from the UK today, we have some UK news for you. I thought I'd put that in there. So there you go. This is really interesting. And Huey, didn't we talk about this I don't know if we talked about this last week, but there's sketchy rumors hinting at iPhone desktop mode. And what the thing that I think is so interesting about this, if we look at people, particularly younger people, using their phone for their primary computer, and there's room, it's up to, in younger people, up to 50% primarily use their phone for all their computing stuff. And so what this would be able to do is, when you come home, you would have a desktop mode, and you would simply click that and it would mirror it to a monitor. You can still do that now, but this would be more
seamless.
And it would also be more formatted to what would be better on a bigger screen, rather than just taking a small screen and making it bigger. It would be formatted differently. And I thought, what a great idea. Don't you think that's a good idea, guys?
Absolutely. And the fact that the iPhone is talking about having a foldable, which would be bigger, so you could even set that up as your screen, or again, have a monitor that's much larger.
Yeah. I thought, well done. That looks like it might be coming. And we talked about that.
You already talked about that.
Now, the reason that I brought this one up, this was on The Verge. It came out this morning. NVIDIA's new tool can turn 3D scenes into AI images. The reason I brought this up is I wanted to remind everybody that's listening is, if you have an NVIDIA card, let's say you've got a 490 or one of the more recent cards, there is software specific that works with the NVIDIA card to make things, to do some pretty incredible things. And people tend not to know about that software or use the software, Huey. I mean, it is available for, there's lots of it out there that works, and that software works specifically with that NVIDIA card. You have to have an NVIDIA card. It's paired to the card. And most people don't, at least in the group of that I chum around with, nobody knows about this or does it very much. So that's the reason I wanted to talk about the article. Is there are lots of tools that NVIDIA makes and other developers have that work specifically with the NVIDIA card, which might be an advantage if you do have an NVIDIA card, you are a graphics designer or something. Have a look at that, because you may not be getting the full potential out of your card, right?
Yeah, I'm tempted. I think we've got both the same card run, I think.
Why would you buy a high-end video card?
Pardon me? What did you say, Mike?
I was just wondering why somebody would buy a high-end video card like that and not be using all the options and toys that come with it.
Well, so Hugh and I do have high-end cards. We spend a lot of money on our cards because we do mostly video work, and we're really happy with what we have. Mm-hmm. But it sort of works seamlessly with Windows. In fact, some of the software I know Camtasia installs on the NVIDIA card has 8 gigabits of RAM. So Camtasia installs right on the NVIDIA card, and it all just works. You don't have to think about that, right? And the point that I'm making, right, and that works great. But what I'm saying is there's another group of software that you have to go and find and get that isn't sort of native to Windows that works with the card as well, right? So, and I don't even do that myself because I'm happy with the way it works. But there's other software that will, particularly this particular one. This is a new tool out that NVIDIA has that turns 3D scenes into AI images, and it does it right on the card. So if that's something you're using, then go look for it, because there's some other stuff that can do.
I'm going to have to play with it.
It's kind of like the old days. If you go way back in time, like us old people here, to things like the Amiga computer. You remember that one?
Yeah.
And it had a device or an add-on you could get called a video toaster. You remember that tool? That was a graphics production tool that took literally $100,000 video production studio and put it on a card for $1,200, and you attach it to your Amiga computer. And I mean, they used to generate TV shows, like for example, Battlestar Galactica had a lot of the space scenes that were generated on an Amiga. But again, that was a special purpose, special use. I mean, I knew lots of people that had Amigas that sure weren't using the video toaster because it didn't have any application for them.
Right. All right. Yeah, and I put this up. Google's now basically this is a language model. Google's language model can run now locally on consumer grade GPUs. So the only reason I brought this up is that a lot of what we do now is with AI and technology is it runs on the cloud because they have really powerful computers in the heavens, right? And in the cloud, they've got these massive computers. But more and more now is we're going to be able to run all that stuff on our own computer because they can make it smaller and it just works. So this is just an example of something that's happening now, and it can run on a PC, right? Which, hey, that's pretty cool. That's all I'm saying. That's all I really want to talk about on that.
I hope you left room for some of mine.
No. Android 16. Hey, this is great. They're moving all the menus around. Just thought you'd like to know that. But anyway, Android 16 beta is coming out, and they've got the redesign look. So they're going to move all the things that you know where they are now and move them to someplace else and make them look a little bit prettier. So exciting news about that. But it is there will be a big material design change in Android 16, which I think probably will be out by the end of the year.
And I'm hoping Android 15 will be on my phone sometime this month, maybe. Bob did a video on some SQL injection. And Ron, this is also you.
So I wanted to tell everyone this was a Kim Komando story that came out this morning. And I just wanted to, this was a 90-year-old, the story about this is, it's a 90-year-old lady who got swindled out of some money based on a voice of her granddaughter. It was a cloned voice that it was a spam, and she lifted up the phone and it was her granddaughter needing some money on an urgent basis. And of course she got scammed out of that money. So the reason I'm telling you this story is because when we were traveling and Gail's mom, my wife's mother, was living in a senior's home. Well, no, she wasn't living it. She was living in her apartment, and she would never answer the phone because she was scared if she answered the phone that she might get scammed because the scammers are so good. And she got an answering machine, and she had the answering machine, and she would only answer it if she knew what the number was. And I thought, what a good low-tech option. And I think that if we are helping seniors, or we're in the first thing you can do is I think it's really what we always talk about, all the lines of defense we need, but an answering machine's a pretty low tech thing. And if you don't know the number when it comes in on the answering machine, don't answer it. Let it go to the answering machine, and then you can sort it out when you're feeling better or you feel like it. And any scammer is usually urgently wanting to get you. It's always an urgent thing. They're never going to get you to call back. So I think if you are looking at first line of protection, sometimes an answering machine is a low tech solution, right, Huey?
Yes, and in fact, for those who may not know, an answering machine is what we now call voicemail.
Well put, Huey. Well put. Because of all the glasses that your people are buying and all the AI, Meta stock pops up stronger than expected revenue growth. Thought everyone would like to know that article. And this, of course, we could spend. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Just there is there's a big trial going on, and Sundar Pichai just just gave a big talk to the DOJ about the antitrust plans to kill Google search. This is the big one that's coming up now, and we could. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because it's being around, but I thought I'd just mention that. Okay, we got to Huey. We got to your stuff.
All right, finally
Hey,
me. I can talk
I got
about
a glass
something.
of water.
Yeah. Wikipedia says it'll use AI, but not to replace human volunteers. They're still going to have the human volunteers, but they're going to have AI do some of the information that's in Wikipedia. And we're seeing this more and more. I think we've got one of us posted an article about Microsoft, and 30% of their code now is done by AI. And this is a newsletter that I get on a regular basis. I think it's every day, called the Neuron. Great newsletter. And they give a tip of the day every day. And so the month of April, they put them all in one package. So if you want to look for a tip of the day on prompts, go to this link and it'll give you an article that has the whole month of tips that they on prompts. So it'll give you some starting points if you're not sure of what kind of prompt you need to have or what you'd like to use it for.
That's really cool, Huey. Is that all about prompts? It's only prompts. Eh?
It's prompts of the day, and the newsletter has one in every newsletter, and he compiled all of April's into one.
Cool.
And this is one of several articles I saw just in the last couple of days. This is AI helps unravel a cause of Alzheimer's disease and identify therapeutic candidate. And they think they might be able to, with the results they're finding in these tests, they might be able to come up with a pill that will. What they found was there was something, and you're the doctor, I'm not, but they found something that they thought was a cause of Alzheimer's, and now they feel that it's exactly what Alzheimer's is, and they can be able to come up with a pill for it. So, and I saw some things about cancer. I saw some things about some other diseases that AI is helping to move these things along fairly rapidly. So we may have in the next couple of years, we'll start seeing a lot of pills and shots and things that they can do for some of the diseases that many of us suffer with. One of them was arthritis, in fact. So it'd be interesting what we're going to see.
So one of the things if you think you know the problem and you want to solve the problem, then you have to look at, what type of pills can you make to solve that problem, right? So you have to know. So what AI can do is it can run the scenarios out to solve the problem so that you can narrow down what type of pill to make a lot quicker. Do you know what I mean? So so you can come up with a much quicker, I guess sooner you can come up with before you go to clinical trials and try the medication. You've got a much better chance of winning and getting the right option, right? That's the thing.
And I don't remember if I posted the article or not, but one of them is they think they can find some early signs of cancer with a urine test.
Yeah,
and that's going to be through AI.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff this week about prostate cancer.
Yeah. And this is in defense of an online life, marginal revolution. It's a recent piece this person wrote about the fact that being online sometimes is even good for communication with other people, as opposed to meeting with them in person. Even online, it's good. At least it keeps you involved with other people. An interesting article. And this, I thought, a Chinese robot does the job of 3 to 4 humans installing thousands of panels at the Australian solar project. So this is in Australia, but it is a Chinese robot and it does the work of 3 to 4 people.
Well, not only that, Huey, but also in the maintenance of these solar panels. If you look at the back there, you see thousands and thousands of, but they all have to be cleaned, right? And they have to be, serviced and cleaned. And so these robots not only will install them, but they service and clean them as well. And imagine if I said, Huey, you got a can of Windex and you got to go, you got to clean all those. Take a long time.
This one, Sam Altman's World unveils a mobile verification device. He started a company with somebody else, and they have a way of verifying you using an orb that looks at your eye, and they're tying it to a Visa card, and they're going to be able to tell that it's you by checking your eyes.
So I guess my concern with that is if they're doing an iris. We've talked about this before. When you use biometrics to solve those problems, if you have passwords and someone steals your passwords, you can easily change your password, right? So if you have fingerprints and someone steals your fingerprints, or an iris, even worse, if an iris and someone steals your iris scan, you can't change those. So this does end up being this may be a bigger problem than we think, right?
Keep an eye out for you.
Yeah, right.
Bob did another video on brute force attacks. And Ron, this is you.
Yeah, OpenAI ChatGPT 4.0 update following widespread complaints. So they're
you skipped over that word, complaints.
Yeah,
conference. What happened is that the results were too friendly and too agreeable. And that's what that word means, because I looked it up.
Well, you're a good guy.
Yeah, I used AI to look it up.
Yeah, there you go.
But so you'll see that I've got it posted, and I put right after that to remind me what it means. And it is so they reversed the latest version, so it's one version back because it was just too friendly.
So the funniest thing is these models change so fast. I was telling Huey on a couple of days ago, I was just finishing my video for Monday, and it was all about, and one of them was this scheduling model, and no, that was for last week, and the scheduling model. And what happened was they changed the model right in the middle of making my video, like it changed twice actually. And so they are always changing these models.
And AI, the OpenAI has retired the ChatGPT-4, and now they have the 4.0. And so that's what that article is about. And this is I hope Bill watches this video, and there are some home gadgets for 2025, and there's a whole bunch of them in this video that are really, some of them are really neat, some are things we know about, but there's all the best smart home gadgets for 2025.
Did you send it to Bill?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. For people who don't know and they're listening, Bill James is he's usually on he's on this show every month, and he does a gadget article in our Tuesday newsletter, and it's always a new gadget of the week. The one last week was cool. Did you buy those pot scrubbers that he had? That was cool. That was good. Yeah.
Starlink has tackled the Wi-Fi dead zones in your house with a $40 router mini. This is a mesh router, so this would be an add-on to your dish and your service with Starlink. but Starlink has reduced the price of their dishes, and in some cases, in certain areas, they're actually giving it away free.
Actually, Huey, Huey, sorry. Huey, can you take a Starlink and just plug it into like a regular Orbi mesh router? I mean, it's a modem. A Starlink would be a modem. I wonder, can you plug it in? I don't know the answer.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
they have their own now.
Yeah.
This was the one I was talking about earlier. Early cancer detection startup Carif raises $22 million to start testing a urine test that will detect early onset of cancer.
I think it was cancer. I think this one was cancer of the prostate they were looking at for that one.
And Bob posted a joke with a cartoon, and that's the nice thing about AI now, especially ChatGPT and Meta, that it does some great graphics. This is the article that I put, and notice I after psychophantic Fantic. Let's see. I think
You can't even say it.
I know I have trouble saying a lot of things, but I did say overly validating and agreeable.
Okay.
And Bob had this is an interesting video on what the future holds for senior health care, 2025 to 2030. And then Meta's Chat GPT competitor includes conversational voice chat and social feed.
Yeah,
and that's what we were talking about earlier. And Ron, this is what you were talking about earlier.
Ray-Bans, yes.
So there's a whole article about it that they can follow. And, Ron,
and this is an article on live translations.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
The Roku TV. Have you found that your Roku TVs have updated? Mine did, but it doesn't. It still isn't. I don't know whether mine's going to be able to do what they're doing with this upgrade.
The reason, and it's upgrading. The reason that I thought I would put this up there is to remind people, again, is if you, and I guess I'm, I'm speak from personal experience. Mine are all TCL TVs in the house, and they're a Roku TV, but I play Netflix, and I have Netflix, Amazon Prime, and YouTube. And what I don't ever go, and I don't look at the Roku TV app on the TV, which has all these services in the app. So you have to understand that the Roku TV is a channel that you have if you do have it, and have a look, because there's a whole bunch of information, free channels, movies, all sorts of stuff on the Roku app on your TV. So if you have a Roku device plugged into your TV, or the operating system is Roku, have a look at the Roku app, because you didn't know it was there, and you didn't know all the things that are there for you.
Yeah, I looked at it last night. I was amazed at all the things that they have on that Roku channel.
Yeah. So unless you go and look, you'll never. Oh, so we have to, before we were in our last 5 minutes or 15 minutes, any other comments before?
Just a couple here.
Steve Parker, the CBC's Enigma toasters became things to keep the doors open. Pretty sad. I wonder, did Steve have one? Mike's mic seems to have a lot of background noise. Dick Vogel, I got Android 15 on my Galaxy 23 Ultra.
Okay, and I have a 22, so I'll have to look, and maybe it's available today. I checked about 2 days ago, and it wasn't out there yet.
Yeah. Well, you'll just get used to it, and 16 will be along. They're going to change.
Oh, no, it'll be a long time before Samsung gets it. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I also have the 23 Ultra, and it didn't come out on mine yet.
Okay. Meta launches. Sorry, are we okay? Meta launches edits. The future of mobile video creation is now in your hands. So, yes, so Meta has its own editing program that is available for if you're publishing or want to make some shorts for reels and stuff like that. It's all available now on Meta. Google TV is getting a free feature upgrade. Smart home users will get it. And guess what I have? Guess you can't see it.
No.
At great expense, I bought, this is the new Google TV streamer, and I'm going to be doing a video about it. So it's all about Google TV, and I'm going to be doing a video about it. Yes, do you remember LG phones?
Oh gosh, yeah.
All right. So if you are out there and you have an LG phone, you've got 2 months to decide what you want to do with it, and move on. So just remind. I forgot about LG phones. Was Google's first phone, and was it an LG phone? I can't remember. Maybe their first Pixel phone.
LG were very popular for a long time.
Yeah, but I expect, Huey, there's probably some people out there, you know how people hang on to their old phones? They're probably still nursing along their LG phone, but the jig's up. 2 months you got to, and then they're turning off the servers. So you got to make some decisions. Now, have you heard of this?
Not a bit.
Okay, so just when Huey did this big video about all these cables and connections, right? Huey did this very good video about all these, and I can play, this is now a GPMI cable. And is this really the end of HDMI? And I'm not going to bore you with all the technical stuff in there, but it is it's faster, it's more compatible, it's universal, and it just may be the future of cables. So you've heard it first on Tech for Senior, and this is called a GPMI.
If you notice, if the cable that's in the picture is an HDMI, it says it right on the.
Yeah, they obviously haven't. Well, it's not out yet. I don't think it's available, but this is what they're working on. This is going to come. This is going to come out, and it will be backwards compatible with all the Type C and Type A cable, connections that we have. But it's faster. The transfer speeds are faster. It's universal. It'll get rid of Thunderbolt and all the other different cables that we have in it, and it should be. They're hoping this will be the final standard of cable
until the next one.
Well, it also, the problem that we have where some cables can run power through, some are just data transfer and all that stuff. You know how they're all different. You've pointed that out many times, and they're all different, right? So when you go to get a cable and you plug it in and it doesn't charge your phone, it's not because it's because the cable doesn't allow charging through there. This will standardize it all, and all those features will be there, right? So you just need one cable. That's sorry, where
I had mentioned this earlier. Microsoft 30% of their code is written by AI.
Right.
We talked about
that. We talked about that. And we talked about that to replace your LG phone. Well, I put this up here. Very small number of people use Firefox, and Firefox 138 has arrived. Here's what's new. But I thought, Huey, if life has a twist to it, right? What if I was thinking, what if Chrome gets sold and split off from Google? Will we see a resurgence of Firefox? And will life change? Wouldn't life pretty fickle, right? It can change a lot, and maybe Firefox will come back.
From the same people that make Firefox, I've been playing with Thunderbird, an email client, and I'm having all kinds of problems with it.
Oh yeah.
I may not be able to go to it.
Yeah.
And that also just came out with a version 138. Okay.
Here I am. I still use Firefox, and I've used Thunderbird for years.
Yep,
Do
I'm
you still
having
use
problems.
Firefox? Mike, do you still use it as your browser? Mike, do you still use
Yeah.
Firefox?
It's I use them all, but I use Firefox and Chrome probably equally. But on my tablet, I actually use Firefox more than anything else.
Mike, what do you like about Firefox? Like, why do you use, other than supporting Firefox, which I think is probably a good idea? What do you like about Firefox?
History. I mean, it just I've used it for so long. I know it so well.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, just all right. I mean, once we get used to something, we just keep using it, I guess.
Feature other beyond the basic things. It works.
Okay. Yeah, so we talked about this, Huey. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we can just pass through this.
yeah, and Bob did another video.
Yeah, just keep scrolling, keep going. You can keep going down, keep going down, keep going down.
Okay, this is big. ChatGPT's awesome deep research is rolling out to free users soon. So if you're a free user of ChatGPT, the deep research will become available to you to use as well. And that's where it takes a lot longer, but boy, does it go into deep research and gives you answers that are just so complete.
I tried that, Huey, and it's very, like you say, it's very interesting. The other thing it does, it gives you citations to all the research that it's done. So when it looks at all the articles that it gleans the information from, it puts the citations right below the information. So if you're doing a research paper, you've got the citations right there that you can copy over into it.
If you're doing a paper or you're doing something that you're getting paid for, I do suggest you check out the citations and make sure they're real.
That's true. That's true. You don't think that it would make citations up, do you, Google?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Huey. This is, of course, we'll be talking, if you want to learn what's coming up, we'll be talking a lot about this coming up at the end of the month. Google is also going to announce ahead of the I/O meeting coming up a special Android event as well. So in May there's a bunch of things coming up in the next few weeks that we'll be talking a lot about. So Huey, where are we going with this? So did they get a couple of satellites up now? Amazon
actually you posted it, but yeah, I think I may have put something up, but Amazon finally launched its first satellites to rival Starlink. They had, I think, 2 of them up there that they were testing, but they have been trying to get started because they have, I think, just over a year. They have to have well over 1,000 satellites up there. As far as the government is concerned, or they may lose the ability to have their network. So they've got to get going with this, and they've had a lot of trouble getting the satellites made and then to get them up in the sky. But this, they finally launched their first satellites to rival Starlink. There were 24 of them, I believe.
So this was a great excitement for me. ChatGPT goes shopping with new product browsing feature. And this is going to help shoppers. Like, I'm a shopaholic and I love shopping, and this is going to be a great thing.
Yep, you still got to be careful, and it reminds me of Matt Wolf's testing of one of these things where you could order online, and he started playing with it in his video, and he ended up being able to stop the sale, but it had set him up to get $600 worth of toilet paper.
Oh. Well, you never can have too much toilet paper, you know.
There's a joke from Bob. And another video. And Ron, this is you. Microsoft
could offer guided tour of Copilot app to help Windows 11 previews, but I'm still in. Yeah, that. There's
a lot of training things coming out.
Yeah,
for beginners that you might want to take a look at to even if you're involved with it, you can then recommend these videos for other people so that Ron and I don't have to make them.
Here you go. Microsoft launches recall to Windows 11, generally available. Click do and improve searching, and also coming. What I wanted to, this of course has been a big issue, is this recall feature, and there was it Kathy Gelson, was it, that was on Leo Laporte's show the other day, and she's a lawyer who has a lot of experience in technology and even argues tech cases to the Supreme Court in the United States. She was talking about this on his show about recall, and she said what you don't appreciate is that there are professions that use computers a lot, like doctors and lawyers and people and accountants who have their whole life is surrounded upon confidentiality, and they're doing case briefings or they're doing medical reports, they're doing your charting, and they're all doing it on PCs, right? So what does recall really store, and what are the security issues about this? And you can say, oh, well, you can turn it off or turn it on or whatever, but it gets really complicated. And when you're talking about stuff that is, as either a doctor with confidentiality or a lawyer with confidentiality, you have to be 100% sure. You can't just say, well, I'm not sure, well, it's supposed to be safe. You have to know that. And that's one of the big issues surrounding this, and one of the reasons why there was such a big holdback on this and a pushback. And I don't think the final word is out yet on this.
Another video from Bob. And a joke. Ron.
I think we're going to leave it there because it is now 1 minute before we go. Let's put it on. We'll take this off. And do we have any final comments before we go?
Just a few. Let's see. Right here, I believe.
Dick Vogel, I just got Android 15 on my Galaxy S23, right? Dick says, I find that often after a Roku update on my TCL TV, I must reboot the TV to resolve a problem with my remote freezing. I haven't had that problem. I don't. And honestly, it must update, because I never manually update it. And I sometimes, when I start to do a video about the TV, I'll go and check and make sure that the update of the OS has happened, and it always is up to date, right? So it just does it. I haven't really noticed a big problem with that.
I don't have to do it, do the reboot. I don't have a problem with it. And the one thing I noticed, I saw the articles you had posted, so I went and I looked at my TV and I looked at to check, and it said it was last checked the day before, and it was last updated the day before that. So it already had done the update, and I wasn't even aware of it.
I suspect, Huey, I think it might reboot itself. It does it at night when I'm not watching the TV, and it might just reboot itself. That yeah. I think that might happen. So I haven't found that, Dick, with my TVs. Steve says Linux distros come with Firefox. Yes. Firefox is ultimately configurable.
That catches us up totally for the show and for the notices and messages. It's been a fun hour.
It's gone fast. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming. You've all those people listening. Thank you so much. And we'll be here to do it again in another week. And I want to thank Huey for being here and spending the hour with us, and Mike again from Moncton, New Brunswick, for helping us. And it's always a fun hour to do the show. So we will be back this time next week, same time, same place. But we have a Monday show to do this coming Monday, and Huey will be the MC of our Monday show. I'll be there, and I'm going to have my final video on AI. Going to talk
It will
about
be your final on AI from that series.
from the series. We're going to
You're,
talk.
you're going to be doing a lot more. on
Yeah,
AI.
I was going to say.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Perplexity. We're going to talk about Claude. We're going to talk about all sorts of the ones that we haven't talked about in the last nine episodes. So should be fun to talk about that this Monday. All right, everyone. Have a great day, and we will we'll see you soon. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Just a minute here. Let me just